What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Celestial Monkey here. Let's continue doing the Battlegrounds Buddies list, tier list that we were doing last time. Elementium, Squirrel Bomb, Death Rattle, deal 4 damage to an enemy minion, repeat for each of your mechs that died this combat. Wow, that's very interesting. So I think how you would play this is you would have this die first somehow, if you have Kangors. So you would have this die first, and then you would have stuff, some random mechs die, and then you would have a Kangors, which hopefully resurrects this, and it goes off, and maybe you have a Baron on the board as well. So it seems pretty fun. Seems like a lot of fun, but it probably still sucks because the hero sucks. So I'll just put this in D tier, even though it seems like a lot of fun. Little KT, at the start of your turn, get a plain minion from your lowest health opponent's warband. So I'm assuming that's random. Just get a plain minion. So at worst, that's 1 gold a turn. And it's very likely that the lowest health opponent will keep being the lowest health opponent, so there's increased chances of triples. So that's kind of cool. I mean, you could get crap because it's random, so it's entirely possible that you get crap like tokens, and that's not what you want, but it seems good. It's a card every turn, not bad. Good for cat. Maybe you triple something, maybe you get something useful, maybe you don't, you just sell it off for 1 gold. Seems good. Seems solid. I'll put it in B tier somewhere. The Nightmare Ectoplasm. When you devour this, spit its stats onto 2 extra minions. I guess what you would do is you would try to spit other stuff onto this Ectoplasm, and then pull the trigger once it's big enough. You can think of this as every Devourer you play, since this was on the board, potentially might get doubled if you get lucky. But it's not. It doesn't quite work that way. So if you think of it as like you have 25% chance for something to spit on this thing, then it's more like 1.25. So it multiplies your Devourer stats up by a little bit, but not too much. Doesn't seem very strong. Straight to C tier to you. Make a friendly Death Rattle minion golden. Holy smokes. I think the way you play this is you have a tempo. You drop this. You drop your first pet onto the board as a sort of tempo unit. You just golden whatever the hell you have on your board. Maybe a golden spawn, or even golden ring matron. Hey, that's some stats, free stats. Why not? And the thing that you try to win the game off of is your second N'Zoth, goldening something extremely powerful, such as, say, a wolf or Omega Buster. Seems fun. Not sure how good it is. I mean, even if you just golden the frog, there you go. There's your comp. Now you just need a Baron. Seems good, man. A tier for you. Nozdormu. Battlegrounds Buddy Chromie. Minion in Bob's Tavern have +1/+1 for each time it was refreshed this turn. So they're really reinforcing the idea of a reroll hero. It's like the opposite of Millhouse. You just, on those Dormu, reroll and try to force compositions, I guess. So on average, I guess you would roll maybe 3 times, 2 times per turn. And you buy 2 to 3 units. So that would be at least +5/+5-ish to whatever you're buying. Oh, I guess you have to count the first free reroll too, so it would be even higher, like +6/+6 or +7/+7. Dang. Nice. A tier. What do we put you? Probably stronger than... Yeah, there sounds about right. Overlord Sourfang. Buddy Dranosh Sourfang. For the Horde, also grants health. It's a 4-star buddy, so it's going to take a while to get this. For the Horde, also grants health. So that would make for some very, very thick deflectos. I think this is just good, because there's more use cases for it now. You could slap it onto, you can give health to, like, say your poison units or something. Super good. I like it. Me likes. Let's say, I think you are stronger than... I'd put it about here. Patches the pirate. The buddy is Tuskar Raider. Give a minion +1/+1 for each pirate you played this game. So by the time you get this card, maybe you played 5 or 6 pirates, and this would be sort of a 10/10. So it's purely tempo. Doesn't seem that good. The thing is, if you're playing patches and you get a bunch of pirates and your game is kind of good anyways, the issue with patches is if you somehow blank on all your rules and don't get pirates and your game just kind of sucks. So I think this is kind of mediocre. I think this is pretty bad. I'm shoving this somewhere in D tier, I think. Probably about there. Next up, we got Patchwork. Battlegrounds buddy, Rebalancing. Give a minion +1 health for each health your hero is missing. It gives a minion... Let's generously give it, I guess, 20 health, which is quite an amount of health. That's not a trivial amount of health if you can get the 20 health on something like a bonker. But the issue is it's entirely possible that you don't have a real target for maybe you power leveled S patches and you have stuff like Bronze Ward or Thorn Callers and stuff of that nature. And just giving those kind of minions more health just does nothing. Ideally, this health goes onto a poison, but I don't feel like Rebalancing is relevant in that part of the game. I think it's more better used as a temple tool. So this feels okay. Pretty underwhelming. I think it's going to be in the D or maybe C tier somewhere. I think some of these could definitely be pushed down to F tier. Like maybe AFK is just F tier. She would end up, I guess, over here. Let's think about it later. Okay, let's keep moving on. Pyramid. Oh my god, this hero sucks. This is so bad. Whenever a different friendly minion gains health, this gains it too. That's useless. That is completely pointless. I mean, so what if you have like a 6/100 on the board? Who cares? Unplayable. Pretty bad. I'm not sure if I care what the order of things are in the F tier. I'm just gonna shove things down there. I don't think it's playable. It's very bad. Elder Tagawag. Whenever you play a minion of a type you don't control, trigger your hero power. Ooh. It's 4 stars though, and it's also a 4/3 with no type. Why couldn't this be like... This would be so much better if this had like an all tag on it or something. That would make Wag Toggle, I guess, a bit more viable. So how would you play this? You would play this by essentially recycling spots that you don't, of a tribe that you currently don't own. But that's just kind of sad though, right? Because every time you do that, you spend 2 gold, 3 gold to buy the thing, 1 gold to sell it, and you only get, let's generously assume, +4/+4. That's like the 2-star menagerie buff thing. This sucks. This is unplayable as well. F tier you go, buddy. Next up, we got Ragnaros the Fire Lord. Battlegrounds buddy Lucifron. Your end of turn effects trigger twice. Ooh. 4-star, no type though. So this works with Majordomo, Mithrax, Lightfang, your hero power, and maybe some other stuff that I haven't thought of. So that seems pretty good on its own, just to, well, you force some kind of menagerie build. Seems solid. But the issue is the hero still sucks, because if you have a bad early game and your hero power never comes online, it just feels so bad. And I don't see this buddy solving that problem either, because it is completely possible that you just play the game and your hero power comes online very late and you don't get any other end of turn effects to take advantage of with Lucifron. So it feels kind of below average to me. I would put it somewhere in C tier. Seems kind of bad. We got Rakanishu. Buddy is Lantern Tender. At the end of your turn, give a random friendly minion stats equal to your tavern tier. That's his free hero power return. That's pretty cool. 4/4 return. Some stats. That's equivalent to what Janice is doing, but just on an extremely crappier hero. So I guess we put it in C tier. Some stats every turn, not bad, but not great either. Reno Jackson. Senior Tomb Diver. Make your rightmost minion golden. I'm assuming this is not permanent, else that would be bonkers. This buddy enables Reno to potentially hero power something else, and while still taking advantage of extremely busted golden 4 stars. 4-star Avenges. So Reno can hero power something else for tempo and slap this on the board and later find an Avenge, and then he would be good to go. And it's like Reno was able to go in 2 things in the game. So I really like the design of this card. I think it's potentially very powerful. So let's stick it somewhere in A tier. I think it's very strong. Next up, Scab's Cutter Butter. Battlegrounds buddy. Warren Thelwater. At the start of your turn, add your next opponent's buddy to your hand. Wow. I would say that the average buddy is pretty good. And I would say that Scabs is also really good. Like, there's Scabs is very easy to not lose too much health in the early game and find enough time to build the buddy meter to get this card. So this seems like a very good value generator. Maybe there's some other busted combos that you combine buddies with. So hard to tell, but on paper it seems very good. A tier. Okie dokie, next up, Shudderwalk. Battlegrounds buddy. After you play a minion, add a random battle cry minion to Bob's Tavern. I really don't think this has a use for Shudderwalk, because all you're doing on Shudderwalk is rolling on 1 for tokens. And maybe the discount pirate. I'm not sure where to put this. It seems either potentially playable or completely unplayable. Because I can't see a scenario where this is useful if you can't guarantee token generation. But I don't know whether Shudderwalk is able to stay on 1 for that long to farm tokens. So let's just put it somewhere in B tier for now. Let's put it about there. Silas Darkmoon, Battlegrounds buddy Birth. After you buy a minion with a Darkmoon ticket, gain 1 gold this turn only. Okay, so let's think about this one. It's 1 gold per ticket, so if you buy 3 minions with 3 tickets, you would get an extra unit, and you would also get extra 3 gold. So that's 5 units, and you get it for 9 gold. Essentially. So that would make 1 unit cost 1.5 gold. But that's assuming you do nothing but buy tickets, which is probably infeasible. So I guess this makes your hero power a bit stronger, gives you some economy. Seems average, seems okay, because there's no guarantees that you would be buying anything in the shop with a ticket. It seems okay. Yeah, seems like whatever. Probably somewhere in C tier, I think. Let's put you on top of C tier. Next up, we got Sindragosa. Currently unplayable hero. Let's see, the Battlegrounds Buddy Thaw Champion. At the end of your turn, add a random frozen minion from Bob's Tavern to your hand. That means that at the very least, every turn you get a minion for free. But it is at the end of the turn. But that also means that freezing is now a bit worse. I mean freezing the whole tavern, because you can't guarantee the card that you'll get. I'm not sure how much that shores up Sindragosa's issues late game. So can we consider just getting a card every turn good enough? It's ultimately not that good because it's at the end of the turn. You can't play it right away. And also the hero, I think the hero still sucks. So I'll put this, I guess, in C tier as well. Yeah, let's put it in C tier. Sir Finley. Battlegrounds Buddy, Maxwell Mighty Steed. Add the buddy of your hero power to your hand. So just what we expected. This, I'll put Finley, I guess, in B tier because he's just the buddy of whatever he turns into. Not much to talk about. Next stop, Sky Captain Crag. Battlegrounds Buddy Sharkbait. Battlecry, refresh your hero power. Ooh. That is very strong. Man, that is busted. S tier. Straight into S tier. This is so much money. Holy shit. This is so much money. You play your piggy bank for like 5 or 6 gold. You drop Sharkbait, you get like 8 or 9 gold, and then in the late game, you will potentially get 2 more of these, so you could have like a 30 gold turn. Holy smokes. S tier. Sneed, Battlegrounds Buddy, Pilot Willowtron. Battlecry, copy a friendly minion's death rattles. What does that do? That just potentially copies summon random minion of the same tavern tier, similar to Sneed's hero power. And Sneed is not very playable right now because since the nerf. This is some tempo, I guess, but I ultimately think it sucks. I guess in the late game, an application of this would be you playing this on, say, a selfless, and then you could give it a module, and then you don't have like a useless 4/2 on the board, but instead you have a mech. Maybe you scaled it somehow, so maybe that's cool, but in the mid game, I don't think this does anything besides give some random tempo. Seems bad. I'll put it in D tier, I think. Next stop, we got Tamsin Rome, Battlegrounds Buddy Monstrosity. After a friendly minion dies, gain its attack. I guess if you have some random tokens, some acolytes on the board, maybe this turns into, say, a 12/12, which is very decent tempo. Don't get me wrong, but that's all it is. It's just tempo. And tempo is good, but the hero still sucks. So I think this goes in D tier as well. Maybe in F tier, because the hero sucks. We got Tavish Stormpike, Battlegrounds Buddy Krabby. After your hero power fires, give adjacent minions stats equal to the damage dealt. So we got Deadeye. Start of combat, deal 1 damage to your target. Deal 1 damage to the leftmost minion. Deal 1 to the lowest. And deal 1 to the highest. And deal 1 to the rightmost. So essentially deal 1. After your hero power, give adjacent. So it's kind of like a promo Drake. It's better than promo Drake. It's some tempo, and it's kind of, sort of like a promo Drake if you can find Terragosas. Huh. Very interesting. At the very least, it's some tempo. By the time you get this, I think you'll be dealing, I guess, 6 or 7 damage. So this would be at least like a 15-13 or something. So very decent tempo. And if you could find Terragosa, it works even better. Probably B tier. I would put it somewhere in B tier. That's Greymane. Battlegrounds buddy, Hunter of Old. At the start of your turn, add your last opponent's buddy to your hand. Oh, so that's just almost the same thing that the Scab buddy is doing. That's funny if they just play each other and just get infinite buddies. The fact that you stole your last opponent's buddy versus your next opponent's buddy probably doesn't matter. So it's probably similar to Scabs, and I'm going to give it a slightly worse rating than Scabs just because Tess is nowhere near as good of a hero as Scabs is. So let's put you in here. The Curator, Battlegrounds Buddy Mishmash. Whenever your Amalgam gains stats, this gains them too. I guess the good part is this is also a sort of Amalgadon because it has all type, and I love the art in it. It's like so cute. I don't think the stats matter as much. I mean, the stats are cool. Like you play, let's say, an Overseer in the middle of the game or something, you gain +4/+4 instead of +2/2, which is cool. But probably the more relevant part is now Curator has sort of 2 Amalgadons, sort of, on the board. But I think that's still useless. Cool, but still useless. So you're going into D tier. The Great Scamzarak. Battlegrounds Buddy, Street Magician, Death Rattle, put a random secret into the battlefield. What are the chances that you get a usable secret? It really depends. I think there's like 6 or 7 right now, and the ones that are useful would be Give Divine Shield, Splitting Image, and maybe Summon the Snakes one. Redemptions sometimes in the late game if you have a Selfless. So we can guess it's about 35%-ish to get some kind of relevant secret. I think it's okay. Probably in C tier. Doesn't solve any of Alakazam's problems of he doesn't have tempo and he doesn't really have value either. If he survives to the late game, he's the boss. Because you can kind of do Splitting Image shenanigans, maybe with Khadgar thrown in there. But usually with Scamzarak, he just doesn't find the tools to get into the late game, and I don't see that helping with it. The buddy helping with that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, on first glance, maybe it seems like a C or T, a C kind of buddy. Okay, so let's shove you. I'm not sure where they put it. It's probably about here. I'll put it about there. Yeah. Next up, the Lich King, Battlegrounds Buddy Arthas. Oh, this is the old Death Knight card. Reborn, give your other reborn minion summon an extra copy after dying. It works with Acolyte even. So go Milk City. Seems good. I like it. Get this, slap some Acolytes on the board, slap some Icky Imps on the board, reborn the Acolyte, level straight to 4. Get some milking farming item. Good game plan. Seems good. A tier. Next up, we got the Rat King. Completely useless hero. I have no idea why this hero is still in the game. Battlegrounds Buddy, Pigeon Lord. Your refreshers cost 0 while Bob's Tavern doesn't have the minion type of your hero power. So let's give it some random estimate that you get about 2 refreshes, free refreshes a turn. Would that make Rat King viable? I think that's okay. The issue is you have to have this 3/4 no type thing on the board. But 2 free refreshes a turn. It seems good. Maybe Rat King is vaguely playable now. I like this card. Seems good. B tier. Let's put it, yay, there. Ticketus. Battlegrounds Buddy Ticket Collector. Battlecry, discover a Dark Moon prize from the most recent prize turn. So you probably want to bank this up for the second prize, which could be good. So you could get 2 of, let's say, discover a minion from the current tavern tier. You could discover 2 coins or 2 evolving spores or some combination of those. So it's okay. It's some tempo, I guess. It's some value. 2 5 stars, maybe. But that would require you banking this card up, though. So I think it's okay. It's not that good. It's okay. Feels pretty meh. I put it probably in C tier somewhere. Battlegrounds Buddy Bilgewater Mogul. Battlecry, give a minion +1/+1 for each gold you spent this turn. So at the very least, it's like a +8/+8 or +9/+9. You just slap some tempo on the board. Considering the hero, which is Galliwix, this card gives Galliwix some much needed tempo. Because all Galliwix needs to do is just survive long enough and he'll just win the game. So I think this gives him good tempo in the mid game. You can just consider it as how much is it? It's like a 15-15 kind of, a 16-13 or something of the sort, and that's good enough. Yeah, just put a 10-10 on a cleave or at least a divine shield or something. Yeah, Galliwix survived through the mid game. Good. So I'd put it in B tier somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly I'd put it, but I would put it maybe here. Yeah, here seems about right. Vandar Stormpike. Let's talk about him. What does this hero do? Choose a friendly minion and copies the health of your... Oh, it's the same as the other guy, except it gives health. That's pretty cool. You have you could have a spore with Battle Master health. Avenge 2, give your minions +1 health permanently. I think this is generally more useless than giving attack. Yeah, because who cares about health, really? Health does nothing. At least with attack, you can give it to Deflectos or other divine shields. But health is completely pointless, so I think this is F tier, if I had to put it somewhere. Full Jin, Battlegrounds Buddy. At the Master Gadrin, at the end of your turn, adjacent minions copy this minion's attack. If I understand this correctly, this would be a permanent buff. And what you would do is you would put the highest attack. You would swap this with the minion with the highest attack on your board, and you eventually just distribute that attack to your whole board. Yeah, I think this is very good. You could just you buff up one card to have a lot of attack and just give the rest of your mechs with divine shields and cleaves just a crap load of attack. Seems good. Seems like A tier stuff. Zyrella, Battlegrounds Buddy, Baby Elk. After you play a minion with attack equal to its health gain +2/+2, and it's a beast. So you're almost guaranteed to gain +2/+2 every turn. And it's a beast. Cool. On some turns you might gain +4/+4 because you play crap like Acolyte, which is pretty common. Cool beans. Free tempo. Why not? Solid. B tier. Yashiraj. Baby Yashiraj. Whenever you summon a minion of your current tavern tier, give it +4/+4. Holy crap. I'd say this is pretty good, because it allows Yashiraj to just sort of power level, do his thing. I mean, well, the issue is still that a lot of the times you just get random crap. But hey, at least now you get some tempo with it. I'm not sure if it keeps it with the copy that you get in hand from this text. I'm assuming not. So it's not that good, but 4/4, it's something. Probably somewhere in C tier. Acolyte of Yogg. Spin the wheel of Yogg-Saron. What is the wheel of Yogg-Saron? I really wonder what that is. Is that the same in Constructed? I don't think so. Yeah, it's hard to evaluate this card. I don't know what the wheel is. So I'll just put it in B, I guess. Ysera, Battlegrounds buddy, Valithria Dreamwalker. Dragons in Bob's Tavern have +3/+3. The thing with Ysera though is you usually just power level to 3. And I'm not sure how fast Ysera can get this card, this buddy, because if this buddy comes after she already has assembled Terragosas and Promodrakes, then it's irrelevant. Who cares about +3/+3 in a tavern? All you're rolling for is Terragosas and Promodrakes. If it comes before, maybe it's of some use. But the issue is Ysera usually just power levels, and I don't know how she's supposed to fill up her meter properly if she does that. So it seems okay. Doesn't seem that good. I'll put it, I guess, around here. Zephyrs the Great. Battlegrounds buddy Firez. Discover a playing copy of a minion that you have exactly one of. I guess what you would do with this card is after you triple into a potentially good 4 or a good 5, then you Firez and you hero power. And then you would have a golden version of the higher tavern tier on a lower tavern tier and use that as a win condition. So it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Yep, let's put you in A tier. Probably about there. Okay, I'm gonna rebalance, load balance this stuff a little bit because some of these tiers are a bit clogged up, and yeah, let's move things around a little bit. The first thing that came to mind was Alexstrasza is probably not B tier. Alexstrasza was one of the first heroes that I rated, and I definitely don't think it's B tier. Let's move you all the way down to, I think, to the bottom of D tier even. Yep. I think Arana isn't this high rated either, so let's move you to about, yay, there. Probably there even. I think the Kurtrus one kind of sucks as well. Let's move him to about here. The Lich one, it's hard to tell. It's like a floating watcher, 2/2 a turn. It's not great. I'm going to move it down as well, because we also have to consider the fact that she no longer has armor. And that makes top 8 city just that much closer for her. So that's not good. I'm also thinking about this Greybow one. I don't think it's this high either. I would put it, I think, somewhere back here. Just move it a little bit. Ragnaros maybe shouldn't deserve this much either. But I'm not sure, because it would work really well if you somehow get a Light Fang. That's pretty good. I think the Nosdormu one is maybe a bit stronger than I think. But I also really like the Quillbore guy, so let's bump you up a little bit. Okay guys, this wraps up the video. I really don't think I've made like a super accurate tier list, and of course it's hard to do that not having played the patch, and I can barely remember what all the buddies do. But here's just my first take on it. Just sort of first impressions. I don't think the tier list is that accurate, and especially within the tiers themselves, I don't think it's extremely accurate. Maybe between the tiers, it's more accurate. But hope you enjoyed this kind of content. If you do, like and subscribe. Thank you.